titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock. Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
All right, we're doing it. Saturday, 2 p.m. When you see Vince collapsing on the mat, that means the Dr. Hughes show is about to start. And this is the pro wrestling expert panel. Get liking, get subscribing, and sharing all over the internet. Thank you very much. We need it so we can keep bringing you this expert analysis to all of you every Saturday. And welcome to...
He is none other than...
the Sleaze in the house, expert analyst as well. Everybody here is an expert. Many of you in the chat are experts, I know. Then we have Danny Damage from the UK down here.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Shout out to you, none other than.
He is none other than...
And then, of course, in the house, by way of Puerto Rico recently, King Reezy.
He is none other than...
Now everybody knows who we are. They're going to follow us all over the interwebs on every social media that we have. We're blowing up. But actually, first thing I want to talk about, we got a lot of things to talk about, like the Royal Rumble. We need all the takes. You know, hopefully they're white hot. And then we got to get King Reezy. What's going on with you? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man.
None other than...
Yep. How was your Puerto Rico trip?
It was amazing. It was awesome. I'll definitely be back at the end of the year. Had a lot of fun. Needed a vacation, you know. I really needed a vacation.
Yeah. Did you see any shows or anything there? I know pro wrestling.
No, I was going to go to an indie show out there, but the indie show, the last show they had out there was the day before I came.
Oh, the day before. Just missed it. Yep.
Yes.
So I'm glad you didn't get stabbed over there. That's cool.
Nah, I didn't get
Made it
stabbed.
out alive. Yep. Yep. Unlike, many famous wrestlers, you go over to Puerto Rico, they like stabbing these Latinos. I don't know if you know this. McDonald used to talk
That's
about
the rumor.
Yeah, it's the rumor. I hate to pigeonhole people like that, but
Oh yeah. I did watch the Rumble out there though,
Mm-hmm.
So, but I had a lot of fun.
Yep. I've seen some of your videos online. Did you guys catch any of them, Sleaze or Danny?
No,
Sleaze?
I've been very busy, sorry.
Yeah, I caught a couple. Entertaining.
Yeah, he caught a couple. Danny came in a few times. Yeah, I just wanted to go live. I never went live on Twitter, so let me go live on Twitter and see how many of my followers join in. And let me talk with them.
Yep.
See what they're up to.
Yeah, we got some twerking vids. That was nice. Thank you for that. Yeah, he posts some of the best content. Yeah. So, yep. Good trip. No pro wrestling, no getting knived. So, okay.
Oh yeah.
It was a wash in total. Is what I'm saying. All right. So, what did you guys think about this Royal Rumble? There's a lot to talk about here. Alexa Bliss got the biggest pop in the night, in my opinion. The crowd woke up all of a sudden. It was a pretty tame crowd overall. Jey Uso wins. Charlotte wins. Let's talk about Jey Uso first. Did this shock you guys? Go ahead. Anybody take it?
Yeah.
Take
You asking me?
Sure.
Oh well. It shocked me. I really thought they was gonna give it to Cena, which I thought was a bad idea, only because Cena didn't need it. He's already certified himself as a Hall of Famer, and I felt like I thought they were going to give it to CM Punk because I don't think he's ever gotten one. But Jey Uso was a surprise. I know some fans weren't happy, but my response to that is everybody wants to be surprised. And you got surprised.
They complain if they're not surprised. They complain if it's, if it was going to be CM Punk. They're going to
exactly. And here's the funny thing. Sleaze. People were angry and just getting on WWE because Jay didn't beat Gunther for the belt. And now when WWE listens to you guys and he wins the Rumble, you're mad? This is what you wanted. But, you can't make wrestling fans happy. It's impossible.
No, and on Twitter, it's been toxic all week. The IWC or whatever the fuck they call it. It's been so toxic. Like I said, you can't make any of them happy.
You can't make any of them happy. They want something, then they get it, then they're not happy. And it's like, what do you want? It's like that commercial when the guy's yelling at this girl. You're like, what do you want?
But Jay's been working his ass off, and everybody can say what they want to about his eating and all that, cheerleading shit. But he has been working his ass off. I think he deserves it.
He is more over than that entire roster.
Right.
And the crazy part is the other person that's more over than anybody on their roster doesn't even work for the company. Joe Hendry came out there and got a bigger pop, got the second biggest pop in the freaking show. So,
oh, yeah.
Are you still not with the Yeet, Danny?
I'm afraid not. I get it though. No Yeet from me, I'm afraid. Still, I understand it though. It's popular. His music's popular. People like to sing along. They like to dance to it with his dance. They like his catchphrase. His merch flies out of his ass and just into people's hands. Don't get me wrong. I do understand it. It's just he's not one of my favourites. I think it's quite plain in the ring, quite boring. Last year's Jay versus Jimmy was just like at WrestleMania that was grueling. That was just awful. Seen him twice. But like I say, I do understand it. He's getting that push. He's a member of the Rock's family. He's now the fourth member of the family to have won a Royal Rumble match. So that all lines up nicely. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I do get the arguments, though, where people say, you want something new, or did you want Cena? I wouldn't have been as offended with Cena winning this year because it would have had a purpose. He came back and said, I can't just come back and snap my fingers and get into the title match. So I need to do something like win the Royal Rumble. So if he'd have won that, I wouldn't have been as offended as if he'd have just won it randomly last year or something. But yeah, the thing with Jay is, if he's one of your favourites and you enjoy him, that's great. But it does just because someone sells all the merch in the world and they have people dancing and singing like that. Enzo Amore had people like that. Chad Gable, not so long ago, LA Knight had the same sort of like popularity, but there was no big push. Santino Marella had people going mental for him. Al Snow had everyone chanting head. Val Venus had do you know what I mean? So all of those guys are great in the ring, but that doesn't mean it necessarily, in my opinion, that equates to WrestleMania main event. But if they think Jay can do something and still hold it and that, I think once the bell rings, he lets it down, really.
Yep. But
I do get it, and I'm not upset or angry or anything like that. And it's just, yeah, it is what it is.
Right, it is what it is, and that's kind of how I felt this whole time. The Yeet business. By the way, share this video. Get this out here. We're on TikTok, YouTube, the X Machine. Saturday afternoon. Let's pump this up. Let's not go an hour, 2 hours in before we get like 100 people in here. Let's do it fucking now, bro. Let's go for it right now. Because I got more hot takes for you like this one. How about this? I'm not with the eating in total. Yeet. May seem like I am because I have all the merch and everything. Yeet socks, Yeet cock rings and things. But
wow.
Yeah. Yep. Yeet don't even get me started on that. Maybe half hour into the algorithm here on YouTube, then I'll start talking about it. But yeah, so I don't really like the Yeet. I'm doing it for fun because I don't want to go against the grain. I learned years ago doing this show, why am I going to fight with people that like big dog Roman Reigns? Like, why am I going to do that? I'm going to go again, and I'm going to put myself on the team with all these nerds out here that are like, oh, you hate Roman Reigns and stuff. And there, yeah, he was crammed down your throat, just like this stuff is kind of being crammed down your throat. But this is more organic. The crowd likes it. I'm not going against the crowd. So I'm going to be cringe as fuck. They like cringe stuff.
What do we want to talk about?
They like that. I ran a poll. They said, we like, what do you want to talk about? That's not cringe. So, okay, I'm not going to fight it. But at this point where Jey Uso is in the storyline with Gunther, it's such classic wrestling. Good guy, bad guy. The good guy is the underdog trying to take the belt from the guy that's damn near unbeatable, even though they kind of ruined that with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes beating him last year. But okay. Jey Uso actually has a chance. If he wins, I think it would be kind of crazy for him to have that belt isn't the top belt anyway, right? And we all know he's going for that. He's not going for Cody's. So
No.
Right now, the way it's working, classic wrestling, I haven't seen it in a while to this extent where you got this super over baby face and a guy that everybody likes as a heel, but it is still technically a bad guy because of what he's saying, and he's basically dismissing Jey Uso as a bitch ass. So I like it overall. Now I do. I finally come around, just like I did with the big dog at the end of the day. I'm like, I'm not fighting this battle. I'm not going to be with these weirdos that are anti-yeet. You know, you're neutrally yeet, Danny. So that's how I see you. You're not anti-yeet. You're not a weirdo.
Oh, no, I'm completely anti-yeet. I've got no interest in pre-show Jey Uso whatsoever. Sorry.
Weird guys.
All right. Opening match Jey Uso. There you go. They get the face paint on and they do the hackers and they've got the call and the response with the ooh, so, and all that lot. They warm a crowd up, no problem. But not main event. They tried to push Jimmy Uso over in the Rumble, calling him Big Jim. Don't sleep on Big Jim. He's just as important as Jay. No, bugger off. Oh, sorry. I'm not buying it with the first one, let alone the other one. No, come on.
Oh, you said that last night to Drew McIntyre, too.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Drew McIntyre here? You mean this guy? Look, he's so upset after the Royal Rumble. He's like,
So sad.
LA Knight got all his stuff in and messed up my spot at the He ran out to. That's why he left so quick. He even said it last night. He's like, I grabbed my coat and I left in my underwear and got in my car and started crying. Yep. So you know, Triple H and them were all talking backstage like they're like he's crying right now in the car.
Laughing at him through the window, like, look at him.
Yeah.
What a little bitch.
He's sitting there in his underwear and it's freezing.
But it is kind of crazy how I think what has happened is they took Drew after this, because I believe the dirt sheets to an extent. I'm sure he wasn't happy. Did he go outside and cry in his car and all this and freak out and leave? Maybe not. The LA Knight stuff, you know, probably happened, probably didn't. I'm sure somebody messes up along the way in these Royal Rumbles. It's just spot city, so somebody's going to miss one here or there. He was told, I think this week, listen, Drew, you're going to get your smile back because even though you are on the B show, we're going to make you the top guy of the B show. Right? So you'll be like the Undertaker on SmackDown in like the 2000s or whatever. And I think that got over with him and he was like, okay, this is cool. I'm now the top dog, at least on this, our longest running show. I'm sure they sold it to him because rumor had it he was pissed. And like I said, there are some rumors I don't believe, of course. And this one I kind of do. What do you guys think about that? You heard about that story, LA Knight getting all his stuff in and, you know, that business.
I think Drew's really good at getting over his grievances in like is it a work, is it a shoot kind of way. Drew's really good at that. I think that's mainly what we're dealing with, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one like me and Doc like that stay in character. You know, I think it was all a work. But everyone believes, oh my God, he's really pissed off. No, he's just a really good actor. So
yeah, he needs to be on a Vikings show too. That was a great show.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that second one, though. I didn't even watch that one.
was dog shit.
In the first season, I didn't see anything else after that.
Yeah. You know what else is dog shit? Cena's Wipeout show, because it just got canceled again.
Again.
I mean, Wipeout gets canceled all the time, it seems like, and then they bring it back with, like, The Miz was doing one, wasn't he?
I think so.
Goodness. John
Mostly
Cena.
everything on the USA Network, other than Law and Order and WWE, nobody watches.
Yep.
Nobody watches anything on that channel but Law and Order and WWE.
Except for Justin. He loved Psych. Remember Psych?
Oh, God.
You used to always tell him, you got to watch that show. It's like the best show.
I tried it once and I got so fucking mad that I was watching it.
And what's that other show you used to always talk about? And I actually gave it a try because he talked about it so much.
Monk?
It was one of those CW mystical shows. You might even know this, Reezy. Supernatural.
Oh,
Yeah. I
been
used to watch Supernatural, and then it just started to suck.
Yeah, because there was 25 seasons of it.
Yeah, I looked at it. I got so overwhelmed by that, and I watched an episode or two, and I'm like, okay, I get this. I've seen these shows in like the 90s.
Once it got to maybe like 12 for me, once it got to maybe like 12 and 13, it was just kind of like a lot of dumb shit started to happen. It was like,
12, 13, I mean, damn.
What are we
Long
watching? What are we doing here?
The John Cena run right there.
But yeah, man. I mean, television just sucks. Period. Everybody's streaming now. Everybody's doing streaming services. You know, nobody's watching pure television these days.
Yeah, it's all reality, competitive, or wrestling, or sports game every now and then,
or fake news.
I blame the real world. They started that reality show bullshit. Now that's all that's on TV. They have a reality show about everything. Everything.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
All right, we got to touch on this too. Are we loving or hating Charlotte Flair winning this Royal Rumble? Because it seems so just, what a boring. Honestly, both of these Rumbles had their moments where they were good, but this was a boring show in my opinion. Other than the Cody and KO match went above and beyond what I thought it was going to be, because they took some major real bumps. But overall, the two Rumble matches themselves, I was like, just please end already, please. But Charlotte was just like, okay, I'm just going to go take a piss now.
I'm a mark for the Rumble, so I enjoyed it. But as soon as Charlotte came out, I'm like, yep, that's it. They're going to give it to her. Like, that was very predictable.
Oh, yeah. I felt EO should have got it. Either EO or just somebody who hasn't gotten one before. Because the Women's Rumble is still new. Nobody should be getting it twice. Charlotte won one. She shouldn't have got it a second time.
As soon as she comes back around, I get totally disinterested because everything's going to go to her.
She's just going to swallow everything, isn't she? Just steamroll every. Yeah. Was it Perez? Was it Roxanne Perez that was at the end with her? I can't remember what it was.
I think so.
Yeah. They could have maybe done with the whole surprise. Oh, we didn't expect a newbie to win it with this particular Rumble. I think I would have suited it there quite nicely, I think, rather than Jay. Because Jay, this is going to help his credibility. He's already had a title match against Gunther, hasn't he? So it's not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like this is the first. This isn't like it's broken a ceiling for him, because it's just a rematch. Whereas someone like Roxanne Perez, her winning a Rumble would be like, Christ, look at this! You've just got elevated really quickly overnight.
Here's the problem with that, though. You're right. Jey Uso has already had multiple opportunities for the title and lost. Now, since he won the Rumble, he can't lose at Mania. It makes no sense for him to lose all of these opportunities. All of a sudden win the Rumble and then lose at Mania. It's too late for that now. He has to win at Mania. And whether people like it or not, he has to win at Mania. It'll be a waste of the Rumble and a waste of putting him in the main event of Mania if he's not.
A waste of Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah, a waste of Gunther as well.
Well, there's a rumor out there that he's not going to go for either belt, that he's going to go for the TNA title.
I'm okay with that.
Me too, actually.
That'll be very interesting. Yeah. And it will also make history. The TNA title being defended at Mania?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm open for that.
I'm
But
down
the
with that
question
match
with
more
that
than any
is,
other one.
here's my question, and here's the problem. WWE's biggest problem is they don't like to defend their titles. So if he's not going to defend the TNA title on WWE programming, like constantly, if they're not going to use it, then there's no point. You know how WWE is. Like, when was the last time Shinsuke Nakamura defended that belt? Or has he ever defended it?
I don't think he has yet.
Here we go.
They make the tag teams defend their belts all the time. That's about it.
Not last night. They had a tag team match, and the tag team titles wasn't on the line. I just don't agree with your champions being in singles matches on your show and they're not defending their belt. It makes no sense.
Especially it's on TV. And TV should be special these days because most things are streaming and not everybody has a subscription, but a lot of people, anybody that has basic cable is going to have that USA channel and all the other channels or whatever on like the CW. So it's like, yeah, put some belts up every night. I'm with you on that, Reezy. That makes too much sense, you know? But how about these releases, everybody? They released a
Let's talk about that.
Here's a list. I mean, there's so much to talk about actually this week.
I haven't seen this list yet. I saw it a couple of hours ago, but I intentionally didn't read the list just so this was.
All right, some earlier, some later. Duke Hudson was released, I heard, which is a shame. I mean, they had to cut these rosters down. I just may not agree with everybody that they cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut these rosters in half, but keep my people. Okay? So they get rid of Duke Hudson. I would have kept him around at least in NXT because he's huge. He can act, and you got to be able to find something for a guy like this, and he can work. So the fuck, Paul Ellering, I understand. Super old. He's like a manager that has a team of managers. Like, all right, AOP, I get it. Yeah. I like him, but I understand AOP that better. AOP gone. You know?
I would. Which is the bigger one that's done shoot fighting before competition? Is it Razar? I'd keep him. He's a unit, and he knows his stuff legitimately. I would keep him. I can't believe they've. Oh, it's a bit of a waste. I think that they've kept him in a tag team all this time and then got rid of him.
Yeah,
we never really got to see him.
Rarely. I mean, AOP surprised me only because they was with the stable that was doing promos. They weren't wrestling, but they were in promo segments, like most of the Friday nights for SmackDown.
They were making Karrion Kross look tough.
Yeah. But my thing with these releases is my thing with fans, and I say this all the time. WWE does this every year before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You surprised every year. You complain and act surprised every year. You knew this was coming. Why is this a surprise? Second, WWE has to do this. And let's all be honest. And there's nothing, I don't agree with anybody losing their jobs. But all of these people that's been released, Cedric Alexander, Isla Dawn, none of these people were being used. I doubt any of you actually were thinking about these people. None of them were important. And that's nothing against them. They just weren't being used. So they were being paid to do nothing. So them being released, I think it had to happen. I think they will all sign if they will all be successful in the independents or wherever they go.
Isla Dawn bothers me that you mentioned her.
Yeah, she was good.
Because she's really hot.
I think she'll put that.
And you know what? They did that one promo. They gave the witch girls there, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I always get them mixed up, but it was like very horror-like, and they were like they were acting like witches, like how you would think witches are acting. But it was like done in a actual scary fashion and not in a goofy way. And I'm like, why can't this work? Like, they could be a horror gimmick, which are kind of rare, and one that could be based in reality somewhat, where they're like doing witch shit, you know? And she's hot again. I mean, come on, you know?
She's very hot. But you know why that is, Doc? Because WWE can't book.
Oh.
They can't book.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to book.
They don't know how to book scary shit.
Yeah.
That's the problem overall.
I mean, look at the Wyatt Six. I mean, they have not been scary at all.
No, we talked about that before, and just booking in general for them is just a tribute to Bray. It's
they need to get rid. They just need to cancel the Wyatt Six.
Just cancel it outright. It can be rebooted. Just stop. Whoever your writers are, I don't know who they are or where they're getting them, but I think from the last I've heard, some of the writers don't know who the wrestlers are. They're getting them out of college. They're just like these creative writers. I mean, what the fuck? Like, you got 1 million people online that are way into your product. They've been watching it their whole lives, and you can't like figure out maybe you should make these people the writers. What? You're gonna go get people from college that never watched the show ever? It's just stupid, and that's why we get a lot of the stuff that we get. And I wonder if since they've gone to TKO, this is continued. I know that the end of the filter is Triple H now instead of Vince McMahon, so now it's way better, but still he's being fed stuff that is just seems to me right now, especially on SmackDown, just boring. And like you can't find something for 6'6" Duke Hudson that can act, and not Alba Fire, the other one, Isla Dawn. You can't find nothing for her. I mean, come on. And then we have Blair Davenport. That also upsets me. Yeah. She's just a good worker. They moved her up to the main roster because she was so good in the NXT UK and the regular NXT. And then they didn't do anything with her.
Oh, she just came out and said that. She said as soon as she went to the main roster, they had nothing for her.
Dijak, same thing. I mean, a bunch of others. They move them up, and then they just like, all right, see ya. It's like, I would never want to be moved up in NXT anymore because it's like a 50-50. You're probably going to leave the company, or you're going to actually be worked into the main roster. Carmelo Hayes is the one where it's just like, he's clearly, they brought him up and they're like instantly inserted him into every storyline.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The history of NXT, how many people has been brought to the main roster and that's been successful? It's been a very, very small stint. A very low percentage. NXT, people have not evolved being brought up from NXT to WWE. NXT is supposed to be a place where you build talent, and you're building talent for the future. That has not happened. You have brought talent from other promotions, gimmicks from other promotions, and carried them on. But your NXT talent that you claim you're building from scratch, which I don't see, they're not coming up to the main roster being successful. NXT has not been successful on the main roster. And I want somebody to do that.
The only time they have is when they have people that have been established in the indies, like Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. They put them through NXT and they bring them up, but they're already established.
Hell, even Bobby Roode. Even Bobby Roode works. It was just, I know eventually he got quiet on the main roster, but I think it's the format and the formula of NXT. Because just once someone's been on screen for so long, they end up getting the belt once they're over. Then once they've had the belt for so long, there's just a clock on them until they lose that belt, which they're going to lose it. There's very few people just hand the belt off before they then get promoted. But then it's just, then they move up to the main roster. And it's like, right, change places. Everyone, we need to reshuffle. We need another person to fill this role, another person to fill this role. And it's like a drama troupe doing like a similar act each year. But they just update it slightly. So everyone's still got the same roles. But yeah, it doesn't give chance. Like Reezy was saying, people aren't like big enough by the time they come up. So they've just sort of like, they've started to get to grips with things, but they're not huge stars. So when they get thrown at the main roster, not as many of them stick. They just end up filling the main roster with, well, we need jobbers, we need fluff, we need yeah, we need to add numbers. But I mean, if you look at the main roster now, the majority of it is former NXT talent. I've been watching over the years, even when Vince was still in charge. You just see the percentage of NXT people just slowly filling the roster, and it's just like Trips has been planning this. He's just been drip feeding him into the main roster for a few years now, which is good to see. But yeah, they don't get developed enough. I think as well. I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's more WWE's fault overall, like when they get moved up, again, creatively. Because the reason why Kevin Owens got over is he was red hot in NXT, which helps. But then he took the title, which shows, because I would say a good majority of the audience, the main roster audience, the kids and the families and the people that are just in the crowd, they're not necessarily watching NXT. You know, a lot of them may be just into Raw or just been like, hey, you know, I'm a wrestling fan, kind of like just around it. So I don't think everybody's super in touch with who all the NXT people are, even if they are the champs. But it's the way that they're presented as soon as they come up. Are you presented as like Carmelo Hayes has a great presentation? They know how to put him out there in front of everybody. They're like, he's a rookie. He's going to lose a lot, but he's going to show you who he is every week, which is basically a douchebag that thinks he's better than everybody else, and which means he can lose a lot, but still can be taken seriously when they want to push him to win in the future. But he's getting his camera time. We're getting somewhat of a story in, like, because we're getting to know who the character is. And the audience needs that, because most of these people have no idea what a Carmelo Hayes is in the first place. So this is really on the WWE. They hone in on certain people that they really like, and then they give them that push that makes sense. And then they'll let like Kiana James, another one, super hot, can work like better than Charlotte, as good as Charlotte. She's got that body type where you know, she's athletic as fuck, and it's just like, okay, where is she? You know what I mean? Like, you got nothing for this? Really? That's why I believe they're going to bring her back eventually and maybe put her in a bad guy gang with Charlotte. And then they can do the, you know, we've talked about this with the helicopter gimmick and the Ric Flair and the woo-in and the dick flapping in the air. But yeah, you know, so this is more on the WWE, just creative side, because this is brand making. You're making brands out of all these people, out of everything you have. And if you don't know what to do with, say, other guys on the list here, I always want to call him Vinny Vetti Vici, like the Ja Rule album. But, you know, Vinci, he's another one. Great. He had a great gimmick in NXT where that short time where he was like a male model and had Lamborghinis and all that. It made sense. And it was it could have been over, but okay, if you want to release him, you don't got nothing going on with him, then all right, I understand that one too. Cedric Alexander, I totally get.
Oh yeah,
I get that. He's great in the ring. Nothing just ever really happened. He had the Hurt Business for a short minute, and then that was it. And the last one on the list is Sonya Deville, who
wow.
Yep, Sonya Deville Gonzo. So
that one surprised me, actually. It surprised me because it's Sonya Deville, but it didn't surprise me, if that makes any sense, because she's been lingering around for a while. But I think she'll do good going out on her own, developing herself and coming back, like being like a Drew McIntyre. You know, he went out to TNA, made a big name for himself, came back, and he's been fantastic. I think that's what they want her to do, I think.
I hadn't seen her for a little while until I saw her in the Rumble, and I made a note of saying how much of an improvement she'd made. I mean, she wasn't terrible before, but just I was surprised that she had got back into it after she had a stalker, didn't she? And then she got a managerial role on SmackDown. And I thought, oh, maybe she's going to stay away from the ring sort of stuff now. But yeah, I was happy to see her. I thought she was doing really well. And then that has surprised me actually, because I thought they were using her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the main or the leader of the God, what's that name? I was just going to test
Pure Fusion Collective.
The worst thing.
PFC.
That's up there with Coke.
Yeah.
That's the shit. It's Pure Fusion Collective.
It's the shit.
It's like, would a 10-year-old boy make that name up for you guys?
It doesn't even make sense. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I think that's what I called my street gang when I was 10 years old. Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah.
And we went outside and played hide and seek.
It's the shits.
Reezy, wake up.
Jesus.
I'm here.
Oh, he's here. He's awake.
You know, I feel like, and I'm gonna just be honest. You know, it surprised me because they just built the stable around her.
Mm-hmm.
They just took two girls
and they fused them.
Right. They took two girls that weren't getting over, that couldn't get a pop to save their lives on a roster, put them together with her, and now they just kind of giving up on it. I'm not, so we're kind of surprised because this was a group that I felt had potential in the women's division. But, I guess not. I think they're going to get released too. I think we got some more coming.
Yeah.
I think we got more coming. I mean, they might as well pack up Pretty Deadly too,
Pretty Deadly. I like Pretty Deadly. Come on now. Getting rid of all the UK people that Dr. Huge likes because Blair Davenport. That name is UK, right?
Yeah.
Blair Davenport.
Oh, WWE loves those UK guys and girls. They love the UK talent. Mostly everybody there is from the UK.
Because if they're gone, right? Like Pretty Deadly is going to be gone and Gallus is still going to be around. I just want to get this right. Is that what we're saying, Reezy? That Blair Davenport's going to be exiled and Gallus is going to stick around?
Yeah. They're going to bring Gallus up, man.
And then bring grizzled young veterans back. Just bring them back just for fun.
And I don't hate Gallus. I'm not trying. I don't mind Gallus, but they're no Blair Davenport and they're no Pretty Deadly, especially. Maybe they should start wearing those cut-off shirts and things. Maybe then I'll start digging it better, right?
I'm gonna start wearing those on the show.
Yeah. The Jeff Hardy stuff without the underneath cloth.
Right.
Mm-hmm. To be 18 again. I was all over that shit. I was a Hardy boy when I was like, yeah. I used to have the luminous mesh tops and showing off the stomach and
Danny,
all of it.
That was Danny back in the day in the basement watching Raw and stuff, going like this.
Black fingernails, all that. Yeah.
Wow, you were goth.
Long bits of each. Long pink hair.
Were you like metal goth?
A bit of just a bit of all sorts. Just
We need.
I'd long hair down past my shoulders with like pink tips. I'd have like high handlebar pigtails at the back. Truck drivers and van drivers beeping at me thinking I was a girl from behind, and then I turn around and give them a wave and they'd just be like, oh shit, and they just drive off. And
I will pay you money for some of those pictures. I will pay you money. American dollars.
That should be your logo.
Yeah.
Did you headbang and stuff, or did you dance?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or did you dance in like the tunnels, like the goth memes there, where they're doing the punching and kicking like this?
Oh no, none of that. Maybe picked up a few quarters off the floor, just that one.
Yes.
But metal, punk, ska, rock, all sorts. I was a drama kid as well, so I did all that dance stuff too. Mm-hmm. So I had a tiny bit of rhythm, surprisingly enough.
Wow.
I will pay you a lot of American dollars to come and dress up next week on the show like we used to.
I am getting flashbacks to being 18 now. What's going on here, sir?
Fuck yeah.
Yep. Come on with the arm thingies and the all the netted stuff, Maybe dye your hair black and just the sides like bright blonde or something crazy.
Get those the beaded necklace.
Yep.
I'll just get absolutely wrecked and just blank stare down the aisle to the ring and just stand there and need to get pinned the hard way.
Oh man. Hey, how about this Alexa Bliss? Oh wait. Let's get her in the big picture there. Look at that.
Oh. Hey.
I've noticed a thing over the years when she starts wrestling again, which of course she's back now. This is going to start happening. Not when she's fighting Candice LeRae necessarily, because she's the same size. But these big girls like Carmella, she's so huge. She just, takes her liberties. She gets herself over with the crowd by doing this. And then, Natty. This is my favorite one. He's getting tossed out of the ring. A full atomic wedgie. So I don't know if Alexa's going to get that anymore. It looks like her gear's a little more mom-like. You know what I'm saying? More Four Horsemen underwear types instead of this. So I don't think she'll be getting wedgied like this. But again, she got the biggest pop in the Royal Rumble. It's pretty amazing. Any Alexa Bliss takes anybody. I mean, what are they going to do with her? She's not on the same show as the Wyatt Six. So now what?
No, she's on SmackDown.
They put her on Raw, I thought.
No, she just
wrestled last night. Yeah.
Yeah. And they officially put on X that she was on SmackDown.
Oh, so they definitely changed it. I know for a fact, because I was asking this question last week. I'm like, why did it, or Monday? I'm like, why did they put her on Raw? They mentioned that.
Well,
anyway.
That makes sense.
Yeah, now you got something with the Wyatt Six there, Reezy.
Now the Wyatt Six has something. It's obvious that they're putting her with the Wyatt Six. So.
Mm-hmm. And if they put her with the Wyatt Six, does that mean that they're technically kicking Bray Wyatt's ghost out of the group?
Oh, God.
No. I think what they would do is they will tag Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross up. And
similar artists on Amazon Music.
Yeah, they will tag.
What's that? Are you talking to your I don't want to say the name, but that
the
name,
Alexa.
right?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Alexa,
guys.
spend loads of Reezy's money.
Yeah, that's how these devices. They're just retarded. I don't even be talking to it and it responds.
Yep. That AI.
Well, I mean, you did say Alexa.
I did say Alexa.
All right, we can't bring her up ever again. Unless
Miss Bliss. There you go.
There we go.
Biscuit Bliss. Remember that gimmick with Mickey James? The biscuit butt. Yep. There you go. For your viewing pleasure, everybody. I'm just showing these pictures off to everybody again that's listening on the podcast. In the future, all the podcast listeners, that's what we're doing. So go look at all those pictures. DrHUGeShow on YouTube. Get subscribing right now. Get following right now. We're getting up there again, but we're not getting up there fast enough. We're at 35. 35 people is fucking nothing, guys. Come on, share this show, like this show, or else.
Well, our friend Miss Bliss is back. She's a very close friend of the show. So maybe we get in contact with her and have her promote, know?
Yep. Give her a wedgie right over the internet. But maybe I can't do that now because she's a mom and got to respect the moms, right? Can't atomic wedgie a mom now.
Not after their vagina went through what they went through.
Not after that.
Jeez.
No. We only do that to non-moms.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can take it.
Yep. All right, Sasha Reigns, watch out. Talking to you. You're always talking about coming to a DrHUGeShow meetup in the future. Well, I'm pretty good at that. I've been atomic wedging since I was 5.
He's got a degree in atomic wedgies.
That's right. It took 7 years to get that degree too.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of dedication.
Yeah. But everybody should wear anti-wedgie uniforms when they're around me, okay? If you're wearing those diva thongs and things, you're gonna get it.
Yeah. You're asking for it.
This guy,
boy.
He went online last night. He's been live tweeting. He's trying to take DrHUGe's job and all this stuff, tweeting during shows. So he wrote something. He's going to be super hateful when he comes back and have a chip on his shoulder. So there it is. That's him looking hateful with a chip on his shoulder. And that's what he said he was going to do when he comes back. So
he looks very angry.
Yep.
Very angry.
And the kids like to be noticed. And guess what? I was noticed. Bronson Reed noticed me, guys.
Oh.
Because I put a chip on his shoulder. Get it,
Bring
Reezy?
that chip on the show.
Get it? This is not hack stuff. This is professional comedy. Drew McIntyre, chips on shoulders.
Yep.
Look at, he's not even, he's sleeping again, I think.
I'm not.
He is.
I'm here.
Oh, I thought he was.
I'm here. I'm
He's
not
still
asleep.
here. See, that's how good this show is. It even keeps Reezy awake.
One more thing about about Miss Bliss. I don't want to set anyone's listening Snoopy devices off. Was anyone surprised to see her after certain people on the internet said that she wasn't going to be there?
I was
yeah,
surprised.
I was actually I popped big. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was a big thing, wasn't it? People talking about.
It's hard to get me to pop. I was just like, yeah, I pretty much figured. You never know, because, just because online says one thing or another about is Alexa Bliss coming back? Oh no, she's not. Or we'll talk about it and speculate on it, but anything can happen. The Matt Hardy one was one of the biggest. Remember that back in the day? Then nobody thought he was coming back.
Yeah.
Or it was both the Hardys at the same time in the WrestleMania. That was a huge pop too.
That was in at the arena. That was a huge pop. Huge pop.
But that's because there was no discussion before that. I mean, maybe a little bit, but nobody really knew. But everybody's in there, everybody's business with their contracts, and they're all pocket watching out here. So, of course, a lot of it comes true. Yeah, I just got to play that again for Drew McIntyre. How about this for news? Drew, what's his name? What does he call himself? He's still Ricochet, huh?
Until further notice.
Oh, that's right. He's always, he'll just be Ricochet to us. I mean, I'm not trying to use my brain here. So, his wife there, what's her name?
Sam Irvin's fella.
Samantha Irvin.
That's who this is. I don't know him by any other name. Just Sam Irvin's husband.
Or Dexter.
Is Samantha Irving in AEW now? Does anybody know?
No. She went out to do some kind of a music career or some shit. And now
she tried that before
wrestling. Yeah. Now she's out there saying, well, my wrestling career's not over, which means she's coming back in some fucking way.
Yeah, so I know last time I heard from her, she was getting heat from the audience, or online audience, rather. The IWC that everybody hates nowadays. I never liked it. And I'm not a part of it. I mean, technically, I guess I am, but I'm not. I'm not one of these douchebags out here that are, I am one of those too, but I'm not one of these evil douchebags, okay?
No, I think there's two things. There's the IWC and there's the Huge Inverse.
Yeah.
Which is smarter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They get it. They see through the works. Yep. And we don't do any works over here. We'll never do works. This is all real life, real takes. So anything I say is totally true. Totally. 100%. Just like this. How about this? Now that we're talking about music, with that Samantha Irvin, she's got an album. Oh, she's doing things? Yeah, I got an album. I'm doing things. Go pick that up. Go listen to it, everybody. Go like and share and subscribe to what you're watching right now. Join us in the chat. Don't be afraid. Maybe even call in. I may even throw the call-in number up in the second hour here. You never know. But here's a story for you. Hold on. Oh, I thought I had a picture for it. I don't. Might as well get this one queued up. All right. And Def Rebel, that music group that does all the music themes for the WWE, they are getting a lot of heat. Apparently, the word is several wrestlers hate their theme songs and they want their old ones back. I don't know how long Def Rebel's been around, but I can give you one example where I know it's the complete shit. It's the new one compared to the old one. Tiffany Stratton. Maybe they made both of them. I don't even know. But that first one where she comes out, I would always laugh because it just sounded like a teenage girl like movie, if you will. Like that type of thing. It just made, I'm like, as a wrestler, that's your theme song, and I would just start cracking up, and she come out spinning like if you hear that song, it's stupid, but it's good. It's actually like a good song. It's like written well for what it is. Then you got this new one, and it's so obnoxious, like over the top, mechanical sounding, and just you got this girl screeching over the whole thing. It stinks. So I believe this rumor as well. I think that some of these wrestlers, maybe it is Tiffany Stratton's like, what you got me coming out to this shit, and I'm supposed to be a good guy too now? Like,
the worst one I heard, it was Finn Balor's at the Rumble. Like, you didn't even know he was coming out, and it was terrible. It was horrible. You could tell the difference in the last couple of years or however he's been doing this. The music has been terrible. It doesn't get you hyped up for anything.
Yeah. How about you, Danny Damage? I know you're a music guy. I think he might be frozen over there. You know how the UK is about this time.
Yeah. They haven't replaced Jim Johnson. They've really struggled since getting rid of Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
What was the previous guy? Was it $0 or some shit like that? He had the same problem that this current guy's got. It's just they do like little 15, 20-second loops, and that's it. They get a little hook that's like 15, 20 seconds long, and they just loop it. They don't really know so much about intros or structures of music. They're not songs. They're just little loops. Whereas Jim Johnson could just like close his eyes and listen to a wrestler tell them their story and their gimmick, and the music could come to him, and then he'd play this music, and you could close your eyes, listen to the music, and you'd be like, I can see this personality. I can see a character's personality walking down to the fucking ring. He understands music. He understands emotion. And then he left, and this other guy came, and someone else is doing it now, and they're just really hollow, and it's just, wrestling music's just been rubbish for quite a few years, sadly. You get a few little gems, but in general, it's can't hold a candle to anything Jim Johnson wrote.
Oh
yeah, it's like this rebel nonsense is just making generic songs and going, here you go, here you go. That's it. They're not doing what Danny just said. They're not picturing the guy or girl coming down to the ring with their theme and coming up with a theme song for that. It's very generic.
Very generic, and the themes don't match the gimmicks. They don't. It's just like they're just making random shit and just giving it, just throwing it out there.
Right.
Like, there goes some shit for you. I kind of feel like now they had the other group there, who was there before them that got fired?
$$sign.
Yeah. Those guys were pretty good.
Like, they probably made the Tiffany Stratton one.
They
right?
were better. I'm not going to say they were great, but they were better than Def Rebel. My question is, why did you fire them for this?
I don't know. They got to start just remembering this is wrestling. Like, I came from the Attitude Era, and even before that, there was a lot of hard songs. Like, and what happened to rock music? You know, where all these themes are like, you know, techno music or poppy music and shit, and it's not wrestling music.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. It just depends on who it's going for. I don't mind somebody having a techno beat or something, but it depends on who it's for. But my thing is, there's no variations of music. It's all the techno, the pop music, like you said. A lot of the rap music they use is trashy. It's like, what is this? And so, I mean, I totally agree, man. The music has gotten bad in pro wrestling.
I'm right here, guys. WWE, you know, if I can make any theme you want, I'll make it fit. Trust me. I know how to do it. You know, I'm fairly young still, so I got guitars. I got one sitting right behind me. You know, I can always plug that in if you need that rock back again, which you fucking do.
Yeah.
You really do. Yeah. It's just not aggressive enough. You know, when I turn on Monday Night Raw, right? It's called Raw, and these guys are going to be in their underwear, and they're going to like fist fight literally, and you wrestle each other to the ground and hold each other down for a 1, 2, 3, and you got me out there going you're a legend, you're great, you're the best, and you're this and you're that, and I'm like, this fucking sucks, shut up,
it's the shits,
this and that, I'm great. Like, no, you come in there walking like stone cold with flames behind you, shit exploding, people wrestling in a barbed wire ring, you know, barrels explode, dogs barking. You know, this isn't supposed to be nice. This isn't supposed to be, oh, you know, we're all having fun and we're great. And it's like, this is stupid. You know?
It needs to get you ready for a fight.
Yeah. I'm not even a Marilyn Manson fan, but when they had that for SmackDown back in the day, that's better than any of these.
Right.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
So, I mean, get your shit together. Yeah, if these Deaf Rebels are a problem, get them out. You know? Cut that roster in half, like I keep saying. Maybe it's the music roster, too.
They should hire, like, a Trent Reznor. Like, that would be perfect, because he can do electrical, he can do, like, industrial, he can do rock, somebody like in that vein. Pay the money instead of these B or C, you know, producers or artists, and get somebody that's going to make iconic music.
Remember Keith Lee's theme? Didn't what's his name, the little bald black dude that was in AEW, is he still in AEW too? I got a lot of questions about him.
Keith Lee,
the little bald guy that was a manager for everybody. He was in AEW. I haven't heard or seen his name. He's been involved with the lady wrestlers, I believe, over
Stokely?
there.
You talking about Stokely?
Yes, Stokely. He made Keith Lee's theme. And remember that whole situation where Keith Lee went to, and it was actually, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I remember it was a good one. And the WWE wanted it, and it was a part of the reason why he left. And they stopped using that even when Keith Lee was still there. And everybody's like, what happened to his old theme? It's like, well, Stokely left and he owned it. So,
well, I think WWE should hire, I will say this about AEW. The guy who does, I can't remember his name, I think it's Ruckus. The guy who does the AEW themes are great. They should hire him when his contract is up.
Yeah, I must say their themes are overall better.
Yeah. They should hire him. The guy who does the AEW theme, they believe it's Ruckus. Correct me if I'm wrong, fans, but they should hire Ruckus to do their things, fire Death Rebel.
Especially if the talent is complaining in the back. Like, what you're giving me this garbage? It's not even the
Dale
fans.
Oliver. Dale Oliver in TNA, if he's still kicking about, that's who was making music for TNA last time I was watching. Dale Oliver.
Yeah,
they might have something different now, but Dale Oliver was writing some real good TNA tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that Hurt Syndicate song, just that alone is perfect.
Yeah.
I heard that once, like the first time I heard it, I'm like, this is like exactly what needs to be done with like all these wrestlers. Like, how come it fits, it's good, simple as that. And it doesn't have to be this huge orchestrated thing either. Depending on who it is, it's just like I'm still not into the Roman Reigns song. After like years of hearing it, when I first heard it, I'm like, this stinks. Like, this doesn't even, I don't like this at all. And they put it out there so long that you're supposed to get used to it and pop when it starts. I still don't. I'm just like, yeah, it stinks. And then they have the orchestra come out and fake play it. It's like, this is really bad. So yeah, I'm not even on board.
I just think it needs to be remixed. I just think they need to remix it.
It needs to be retooled.
Yeah, retooled. You know, make the orchestras better, the sound better. Maybe even, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to get an artist to get some words on it, rap on it or something. I don't know. They can figure it out. But I mean, Roman's theme is much better than what it was. Because I was just telling somebody this. It took them years to change his thing. He was coming out to the Shield thing for years. And it was like, why is this guy's our world champion? Why is this happening?
Yeah, that theme sucked too.
He needed it. He needed carrying on the success of that faction. He needed to be carried on that success.
Yeah. But let's say this, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. If they somehow brought the Shield back and Moxley came back, I still wouldn't want to hear that thing. They would have to change it.
I just don't want to see Moxley come back.
Again. I don't ever want to hear that song again.
Moxley. Poor Mox.
Poor Mox.
Or is it really poor Mox? He's rich Mox right now, being over at AEW.
He's rich, but I mean, as far as being a wrestler, man, AEW right now, if he was making any less money, I'd tell him to run.
Poor Mox.
He's enjoying the show. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Mox. Yep, he's been under Crystal Lake for the past 30 years or so. Since that stint in New York City, punching people's. Then he was on a spaceship.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
It was pretty good.
Looks well rested.
Yeah.
Where is he at his scariest though lately? He's around here somewhere.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Why is that not here? Maybe because I have so many clips up. There he is. Oh,
God.
Man.
Oh God.
Is Edge, Cope.
He will always be Edge. That's just a horrible name.
Freddie Cope. And Jason Voorhees. Jason Moxley. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with something. I got nothing. It's just Jason Moxley, I guess. And where's my sound effects? Come on. Do something, Freddie Cope and Jason Moxley. There they go. Wow. That's them tearing into the flesh. Yeah. Whoa.
Dropping fucking loads.
Now that, wow, I don't know what they're doing now. All right, get out of here, guys.
Dude.
They're too scary. That's what they do in the boiler room, Reezy. That wasn't me.
That was actual. Oh, you scared him off.
He couldn't. He's like, I can't handle this. This is too edgy for me.
Dropping loads, I draw the line.
He wants the chip on the shoulder humor. When people start dropping loads, he's out of here. I don't blame you. Maybe we'll see him later. Oh, here he is.
That's my bad. I got a phone call.
Oh, that's fine. Nobody's ever supposed to call you between 2 and 4 o'clock on a Saturday. Let them know. Dr. Huge said so. Emergencies, don't take those. We're busy. We got chips on the shoulder to talk about.
Right. Important shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Those are probably the size of the potato chips that he eats watching, all these SmackDowns and Raws in WrestleMania season because he's so upset. Because his leg is all mangled. Because of CM Punk. We've gone over that. It's all CM Punk's fault.
It's all CM Punk's fault.
Mm-hmm. But Tony Storm. Did we even talk about Tony Storm and look at this picture? Because we need to.
Oh, God.
I know. Isn't she
came out. She came out like Mariah May this week, and this needs to happen every week.
I actually thought it was Mariah May.
I did until I seen the legs, and I was like, "Oh yeah, those beefy ass legs," and that is totally Tony Storm.
She is the only shining spot on any of those shows right now.
Yeah,
she needs to come back to WWE.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she wants to be here.
No, she's there for a paycheck. Trust me. She'll go back if they offered her the right amount.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all advertising. Her doing that, whatever she does in the ring, even if she has terrible wrestling matches, if she comes out dressed like that, posing like that. Her Instagram or her Twitter or whatever, her only friends, it's all advertising. It's just promoting her brand. Sorry to use the word, but it's so even if you do sort of like hate your deal and she's not fully happy, she can still make it work.
I think she can. I mean, she's a great wrestler. I think she's a
yeah.
great wrestler. I think she has a great gimmick. As honestly, she's more over than their main eventers on that show.
Yeah.
She's more over than that entire card. And honestly, she's turning the chicken shit they're giving her into money. If WWE offers
Yeah, that's right, Reezy. She's a soup.
She was a bowl of soup.
Oh, he's coming back.
Got another call.
I'm sorry. I dropped my phone.
Oh, you dropped it this time.
Yeah, I dropped my phone this time. But yeah, she's a superstar, man. You know, I think she could really save that women's division in WWE. Because good Lord, it needs saving.
Yeah, that main roster, I mean, is brutally bad. The NXT roster, always great, it seems like. And of course, like we talked about earlier in the show, where they bring them up and it just goes to hell. But yeah, I mean, just the one thing about this Toni Storm that I don't like, obviously, I like all this, obviously. But the look at the face down here with this Timeless character.
Yeah.
I hate the faces. I hate the Liv Morgan faces. I hate the this faces. You don't need to do that. You know, like all these cute girls online will be like, look at my ass. And then they make this face. Well, they do it. It's like that kind of defeats the whole purpose. I get that you maybe psychologically, to me, it tells me that they're like, this is stupid what I'm doing. Right? I'm going to make this face when I do something really, really stupid to like really show you that I'm phoning it up. So, I mean, you can do something like this, tone it down a little bit. I get the slapstick humor of it, but you don't need slapstick in pro wrestling. Everything you do is pretty much slapstick, you know?
Clowning. You are clowning. You're just taking falls in like a clowning sort of way, in an exaggerate. Oh, sorry, I thought you'd gone then. What? Oh. I thought you'd cut off. But yeah, you're right. In WWE, I think they would have offered her that sort of like direction. We don't want too much micromanagement, but sometimes, like we've said about AEW, there's no rules, there's no boundaries, there's no guidance. The people there with experience are being ignored, and the people without experience are being told they're brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, she would be a lot better in WWE. I agree. It's just a shame how long she's stuck there for now. She's still got a long contract.
Yeah, I think she recently re-signed. They're paying her a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. She'll enjoy that.
Yeah, her boss just
is a clown.
Cleans out his checkbook.
He's living on his dad's checkbook. His dad's $350 million yacht.
Oh, so, he lives on it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't even imagine like that type of money. And that's the thing, that craziest part about America and the world in total. Like, we're just allowing, so the system just allows like people like Elon Musk to almost get to $1 trillion, right? And then there's starving people everywhere, like all over the planet. Got it. You know, okay, I get it. That's how this works. All right. You know, this isn't like I'm not going out on a limb or anything saying this stuff, but I don't think people seem to think about these things that way. Like, it's very simple. There's a handful of gajillionaires, and the rest of us get to have, at best, you know, PlayStations. Mm-hmm. You know, that's like one of the top things you can do, you know, for like a middle class person, which is most people, supposedly. But anyway, I'll get off.
To go back quickly to the girls and their goofy faces. I just think that generation of girl right now is like super just goofy. I think it's like the new kissy face. You know what I mean? Where it's like they feel they make these stupid faces and they think they're cute. Mm-hmm. And it's just not the case to normal people, I guess. I don't know if the young
I think
guys
that's what they think that they're putting off. But
right.
To analysts, journalists, geniuses like us, I know what that means psychologically. You're putting on that face because you're like, I'm showing my ass right now. This is crazy. I don't feel sexy at all. So here, I'm gonna stick my tongue out and
cross my eyes and
like, okay. What are you, an anime character? It's just, it's weird. And stop doing it, everybody. Especially you, Tony Storm, because you look like a goddamn fool.
Goofy. Just goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. You're not funny. You're not cute. You look like a freaking moron.
Yeah. Well, you know how women are hilarious, Sleaze. Come on. You trying to say women aren't hilarious? Like that, and again, like a Norm Macdonald joke. He's like, when you're back in high school and everybody's like roaring with laughter and they're all huddled around somebody, and then you go and you work your way and you see who's causing all this, funny business, and it's a girl. Maybe he does it better than I do it, I guess.
They're not there for the thing is that they're not there for the comedy, and that's a majority of women will sit there and get a bunch of guys laughing because they want to get into her pants. So she puts it in her head that she thinks she's funny. I mean, there are some funny women. There are a lot of funny comedians, but a majority, you're not funny. I'm sorry. A lot of dudes are not funny.
You don't like those funny faces, Sleaze? Come on.
Yes,
that's comedy genius right there.
That's like if a girl farts in front of me. I don't want that shit.
Right.
Right.
Don't take a dump with the door open. Come on.
It's funny. I burp and I'm a girl, right,
it's
Sleaze?
So cute.
I'm a burper and I'm a girl. I'm not supposed to burp, and I'm going.
No.
Isn't that cute?
Girls don't do that stuff.
Remember that back in the day? I would always. That was like a thing. I don't know.
They totally do. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
You all shit and you all fart. Don't let this guy tell you any different. You all shit and you all fart. I've seen it. I've heard it.
I've seen it. I've heard it.
So have I, but it doesn't exist.
It just drops out and just disappears into a different dimension. No evidence.
People have seen aliens and Bigfoot, but it doesn't exist.
I'm looking for the picture again because I think that's the face that is made when these things are going down. Where is it? Why can't I find this thing? There it is. That's why, because it's really small. See that face right there, Tony Storm? The timeless one on the bottom.
Marty.
Yep. It's her in the toilet.
Oh, God. You fucking ruined it.
See, and this helps out the guys, like I said all the time, the younger guys that are all, they're worried about talking to these girls in person and stuff. And it's like, no, just don't go on OnlyFans. Go get some booty out there because they're pooping. Just go, hey, what's up? Let's go. And then be super confident about it because they're just going to take a crap anyway after you talk to them. So.
Fuck.
Try not to fart. They'll hold them in. They'll make themselves uncomfortable.
No, girls don't. Women do.
Oh, right. Scientific fact.
Oh, fuck.
And that's the thing, these chicks with these massive dumpers, right? You think that's all cool and fun and stuff. It's not so cool and fun when they're blowing up your bathroom. That's all.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep. Full of giant asses, oh, do ya? Yep.
Bigger the ass, the bigger the shit.
I remember Howard Stern one time wanted Eric the Midget because he wanted to go on the red carpet. And he's like, well, you got to answer, you got to ask our questions that we're going to rate for you. And he's like, yeah, he's always like super disagreeable. But they're like, we know you that if we want you to ask like Jennifer Lopez if her big monster ass makes big monster turds or something. It's like, we know you're not going to ask that. And you're like, I won't. Yeah. So, but yeah, the big monster asses probably do make big monster turds. Just saying. Just putting it out there.
It's got to be harder to wipe,
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep. You're really analyzing this one.
Jesus.
Sleaze. Right?
Alexa Bliss takes shits too.
Yeah, she must. She must have to, right? I would think so. Anyway, enough for all these wrestlers pooping. And you know the wrestlers, just in general, man, woman, child wrestlers, they're all pooping crazy because of their diets and they're traveling and eating like gas station sushi and stuff.
Well, John Cena has a story that he got slammed or something and shit his pants in the ring.
Yeah.
And he goes, it happens all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? But it makes sense. Like, if you get thrown, like, from the fucking top turnbuckle onto the floor, you might shit your pants.
Yep.
John Cena recognized.
That's right. Yokozuna. Remember Yokozuna shit his pants and then bun-eyed Bret Hart?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's the shits.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, literally.
Seth Rollins has a story. He pooped. He had a spot where he got like slammed on his back 3 times. No, maybe it wasn't poop. It was puke. He got slammed on his back 3 times towards the end of a match. And on the third one, he just like got pinned and then he bounced up, ran backstage and just threw up all over the place. Just all the jarring motion on his body. And it's just like,
here's a fun story. So I used to play hockey and this dude slap-shotted a shot and it hit me in the top of my knee where my pad wasn't.
Yeah.
And I instantly threw up on the ice.
It was that bad, the pain.
Like, I didn't even feel the pain before I just vomited all over the ice.
Wow. That's crazy.
It was bad. And then there was excruciating pain.
CM Punk pooped in the ring. That's another one.
Yeah.
He had white tights on as well, white trunks on, didn't he? On the SmackDown. I'm sure it was Colt Cabana's podcast when he was telling the story. It's like the first time I'd worn those white trunks in ages, and then I shit myself on SmackDown. Fantastic.
Oh, God.
But where's my CM Punk? There he is. Crowd cheering. He's shitting all over the mat. It's amazing.
Got a big load in his fucking pants.
Wearing looks like a big old diaper.
Yeah.
CM Punk. Yeah. But yeah, they're all pooping their pants. So yeah.
Justin pooped his pants on the show.
He did one time. Live on, well, not live, but it was recorded and it was on air. He put it on the air for everybody.
Yeah, he put a diaper on, he shit himself.
Accidentally shit on the carpet a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I still have the video, I think. If anyone's interested.
Then he went and cried in the car with Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
Did you see that last night? Kevin Owens literally went in the car and I made that Drew McIntyre joke, on AI. This is not a real picture, anybody, if you're stupid. But, he really didn't go in the car and cry like this. Kevin Owens did last night, though, folks. Kevin Owens went in the car and cried about Sami Zayn. He's not my friend, and you were supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that. Karen Owens is going wild. I get what they're doing. Again, I pretty much knew he wasn't going to win either match against Cody Rhodes. But now him and Sami are on the same level. Do we really want this again, guys?
No. Not at all. This is like the umpteenth time. There is no story they haven't already told with these two.
It's the same story every time. We don't need to see these two fight.
It's just upsetting. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are just taking up spots, in my opinion, in WWE. They need to get over to AEW. They would be prominent figures there, or probably pushed off TV and never seen again, right? Either way, I just don't think they're a good fit for WWE, what they're doing right now.
Well, Kevin Owens just signed a new deal for 5 years, so.
Yeah, I don't mind Owens so much. I completely everything you just said then with Zayn, I completely agree. Get him sent to AEW. And Owens' style his Ring of Honor style with all the silly tables and ladders and that lot would work on AEW. But I don't know. I've always thought his character sort of like worked quite well with WWE. Just whinging and moaning and just being a Cartman or a Karen, and I don't mind Kevin Owens at that sort of like higher tier. He doesn't need to win everything, but Zayn's just a fucking bum.
Or send Zayn down to NXT.
I mean,
that
work
with those those guys.
Is this, it seems like when he's with the Bloodline family, he's a little more entertaining. When he's not with them, it's like, for me, it's like, meh. But there's nothing against Zayn. I just think that he will be more exciting if they put him in different stories and different rivals. I think they put Sammy in the same segments and people get bored with it. And it's like, we know he can do better than this, but we're not interested in seeing him because you're not giving him anything to present us. If that makes sense. Kevin Owens has been doing great with presenting, but then again, it's the other way around where it's like, why is he rivaling with Sami Zayn? Why do we keep getting this same match with Cody? It's like nothing is evolving here.
Right.
Well, it's because he's not a good friend and win.
Who's friends in pro wrestling? This is the business where everybody wants somebody's spot. Get out of here.
I just think Kevin Owens is on a different level than Sami Zayn. So whenever I see it, I'm just like, why are we doing this?
He's a bigger star. He's a bigger everything than Sami Zayn. If Sami Zayn got released in about a month, nobody will remember or care. Nobody.
No.
And that sucks. And there's nothing against Sam. He's a good wrestler, but he's just,
he just totally strikes me as a top guy on AEW. Instead of being the top of the mid card where he's been at for like years now. Even when they got those they main evented a WrestleMania, because now there's 2 nights, right? So there's 2 main events technically every year. They main evented one of them, and that title run sucked. They had the belt, like all of the blue and red belts. It was just terrible. I get the story and how they got to that point and why it was something, but even that as a main event, I wasn't buying it. But I've been watching this a lot longer than most. I'm just always trying to take into consideration like the people that have just been watching the past 5 years, or a lot of them that have just showed up recently because now it's on Netflix. Like this Kay Adams. Can we get Kay Adams out of our lives? She's been popping up on my feed. I follow over 10,000 people, and I'm trying to keep up with it. A lot of the people that are connected to the show and the Huge-inverse and everything. But Kay Adams keeps popping up because wrestling people are now accepting her into our lives. Why? Because Raw was on Netflix and is now gonna go all over the world, and now she sees a new mark to hit. Do you understand what I'm saying? The Pat McAfees of the world and all these fucking people that are like, oh, I liked wrestling too when I was a kid. So now since I'm in the media already, I'm gonna just get into wrestling. Get out of here. We don't want you here. At least I don't. What do you guys think about this? Do you even know who Kay Adams is?
I do. It's almost like I think it was coined in football. It's being a pink hat. You know what I mean? Where
pink hat fans. Yeah.
Right. And we're from New England, so of course, not to shit on your Patriots, but when the Patriots were winning Super Bowls and blah blah blah, you'd go everywhere and everybody's wearing Patriot stuff, and especially like, I hate to say it, the females are, oh my God, I love the Patriots and go Patriots. It's like, can you name anybody on the team besides Tom Brady? You know what I mean? Or Edelman or Gronk, and these people are on a bandwagon right now because WWE is so big that it's like, oh, this is the new cool thing. All of a sudden I'm a wrestling fan. No, you're not.
Right.
Pink hat.
Yeah. So, I know you're a cute chick. She actually came from the Patriots team, kind of like reporting on them and all, lady reporters and things. And she's fine. She does a good job. She got to NFL Network. It's just the same thing. It's like the Pat McAfee thing. He's a punter, and now he's got like one of the top podcasts in the world. Get the fuck out of here. And and ours is better and was better. You know what I'm saying, Sleaze? It's not. It isn't even like a jealousy thing. It's just like I'm kind of just furious. I'm not jealous. I'm mad that like we actually have the real thing, they got the gimmicked versions of it that are already in the business, and then they just push those, and it's just like, get them the fuck out of my life. I don't want to hear anything they got to say about it, and they don't know anything. Right, Reezy?
No, you're
awake?
Right.
We're the best when
the problem
technology
is
works,
that
at least.
you hear me though,
What?
right?
Don't.
Oh, hold on.
He's
Let's
doing a robot.
come out,
Can you
go
hear
back
me?
out, and come back in, and then tell us how we're the best,
All right.
please. See, we need that Triple H money, folks. We need that Nick Khan money. We need that Tony Khan money. Because then when people actually get to hear what we say, we don't have all these technical difficulties because we're such real mofos out here. Unlike Kay Adams, Pat McAfee, Logan Paul, you know,
Speed
how about
kids.
helping us out to be the next big thing? We're not going to leave you to go fucking hang on the sidelines of college football to yuck it up with a bunch of millionaire 19-year-olds. Fuck out of here.
No, we're in it for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
This is one job. This isn't like our third job.
That's right. Stick to football. You know, stick to all that stuff. What's up to you? T-Fresh in the house. But yeah, stick to football. Get out of our lives. Oh, she had the nerve to come out here during Raw when The Undertaker came out. And she goes, this guy looks interesting. What is his story?
Really?
What?
Pink hat. Fuck.
And then she makes a statement about wrestling, and it's like 20,000 retweets and likes. What?
She didn't know who The Undertaker was, but she made a take on wrestling?
She's making she's all into wrestling now. Seth Rollins is doing interviews with her. But you know, I guarantee you know what happens when I ask a lot of these guys, even the legends. I'll be like, hey, you want to come on and do a podcast sometime? You got anything to sell or whatever? You know, it's always great to tell the people about it. And, oh, no. The company won't let me do it. Horse shit. Bullshit. Don't lie to my face. And I would tell him right there, I'd be like, listen, if you don't want to do it, just don't do it. You know, right. I'm a man. I'm a real man. I'm not a boy out here going, oh, please, Mr. Seth Rollins, will you do my show? And then he goes, no. And I'm like, oh, where? No. If you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. Don't say you don't want to do mine and go do like Kay Adams and shit. Get the fuck out of here. She doesn't even know who you are.
You know what the problem is too is that when they accept like a Kay Adams or a Pat McAfee, they'll go on and they kiss their fucking ass. And we're going to talk real. We're not going to kiss your ass. If it deserves to be kissed, then fine. If you want to get your fucking flowers and all that shit. But we're going to talk real. And I think that scares off a lot of people too.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think a lot of people don't go on Jim Cornette?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just the internet in general. A lot of people misunderstand it. Celebrities, politicians, they've been lied to and told that it's just like this one-way device where they can just bark whatever shit they want to people and they'll never get any pushback, they'll never get any questions. It's just 100% unlimited marketing. And then they get Twitter and someone goes, haha, knobhead, you're wrong, piss off. And they just freak out and it's like, oh my God. And then they leave Twitter and then they go and join Mastodon or Blue Sky or, you know what I mean? And they can't handle the internet and they have to sort of like have pre-approved sources and pre-approved amplifiers of their message and their promotion. So yeah, just the thing with Pat McAfee, I do get it, but then they've got all the other smaller people like Sam Roberts and all the people on the pre-show, and it's just that I don't get so much. Pat McAfee has got a huge audience, whether you like him or not. I understand that. The guy that was in the Royal Rumble, whose name I've completely forgotten, I've never listened to his music. It's pop music. I couldn't give a shit. But they literally put him ahead of WWE talent.
Yeah.
Just because he's got like 4 million followers on Twitter or whatever it was. And again, I understand it, even if I don't agree with it. So Pat McAfee's one thing, but then, like I say, Sam Roberts and this other lady you're talking about, I've just quickly looked her up. I'd never heard of her before. But they do that all the time. There's loads of people in there that have just come from one similar industry, and it's like, well, I'm just reading cue cards or I'm just reading an auto cue. What's the difference? They can go and do lots of different jobs with that same sort of like skill set and just fake it.
Yep.
It's you know what it is? It's the old fucking thing that me and the doctor grew up with. It's selling out. You know what I mean? It's good old fashioned selling out. And I get it too. You want to reach a broader audience. You want to, relate to the kids and all this stuff. You're going to do that stuff, but we don't have to like it.
How about this? Like Samantha Irvin, we talked about earlier. I thought maybe she was getting back in AEW, but she's trying to do her recording deal and singing and all this stuff. But she made there was like a quote where she said that she didn't want to be a ring announcer, and she wants to do something. And I'm thinking to myself, must be nice to be able to turn down a job where you're ring announcing for a $1 billion company like the WWE that's killing it and everything right now. Must be nice, right? I don't want to do that. I want to go do my music stuff. Okay, I'm a normal person. You know what I mean? But I would like to get into the business. I'm not begging. I'm not going to go to Diddy parties or anything for it. But, I'm just a normal person. When normal people hear shit like this, it's just like, we're not even in the same universe, apparently. I got to work for everything I get. I got to work overtime just to get something, where certain people it's just handed to them. And it's just it's crazy to me. I know there's 8 billion something people on the planet, but my goodness, some people just get it all, and they know. Then, to me, like I said, it's not even about me. It's like I recognize talent. That's why I talk about a lot of wrestling, and I see through works and all this stuff. She is a talented girl. She should be, but to be like I don't really want to do that. That's crazy to me. It's wild. I get you. It's your life. You can do whatever you want, and you have a lot of opportunities apparently, but what the fuck, man? What about the rest of us?
A couple of things about her is I was a fan of hers because she's actually local to us. She comes from a town called New Bedford. So I was like,
she's from New Bedford?
Yeah, she's from New
No way.
Bedford.
New Bedford's kind of the hood.
Yeah. So I was a fan of that. I liked her reactions and all this. When I stopped liking her is when she left. Because she left out of the blue saying, I want to start music and all this shit. So like you said, it's like, that must be nice. Then she started talking shit about WWE. And it's like, okay, so you're an asshole. And you must be because you're dating Ricochet. And then it's
hold on. What's going on over there, Reezy? You still with us?
Fell asleep.
I think he's gone.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So then she comes out and says, well, my wrestling career is blah, blah, blah. So now my whole opinion is, so they got a new girl that sounds just like her and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, you weren't one of a kind. And I don't want to like disparage like announcers or referees or any of the crew or any of that part of the business, but you're just an announcer. You know what I mean? You're not as big as you think you are. And it makes more sense the more she opens her mouth why she's dating Ricochet, who is Ricochet. And it's like, yeah, the balls on this freaking girl. And they're not going to take her back now because she talks shit.
Is it Alicia Taylor? Sorry. Yeah, Alicia Taylor is the lady I think you're referring to, who was actually doing it before she was doing it. She's a drummer in a band. She's got a right set of lungs on her. She's so much better than actually I won't call her Mrs. Ricochet because I think she's a bigger star than Ricochet. Well, she is now. But yeah, Alicia Taylor, she's awesome. And for some reason, well, I know why. Because Sam Irvin got over. Alicia Taylor is really trying to like force a skeleton to fly out of her mouth when she does her intros now. And she was powerful enough without trying before, and that's why she was awesome. Whereas Sam Irvin she was trying too hard, and I always got Aubrey Edwards vibes off her. Every time the camera was slightly close to her, she'd like make sure she was in shot and be like, "Ooh, look at all my expressions." And she was taken away from it. She was grabbing the camera and pointing it at her basically, and that's not her job. Her job as the ring announcer was just a little sprinkle of something awesome on top of it, not to take the spotlight. And Aubrey does that a lot in AEW as a referee. But Alicia I really like her, and I don't think she needs to try as hard. She doesn't need to try and copy Sam Irvin. She's really
that's
good.
what I feel that they're telling her backstage, like, you got to do it. I'm not saying like Samantha, but they want that kind of thing.
Yeah.
When CM Punk was hamming it up with her, all the time in WWE, and everybody's just trying to put her over, and I'm like, yeah, she's a ring announcer, cool. What is this? It's just so over the top. Is it because she's brown? That's what I felt, and I'm a fellow brown person, but I'm just it just felt it was too much, because it's just like, we get it, you like her, all right, and then everything else happens. The rest is history with her leaving with Ricochet and all that. And of course I have nothing against any of these people. I just talk about it, and I'm not one of these insane IWC people. I may act like it for entertainment's sake, but yeah, I really don't give a shit what you're up to. But I do care that a little bit about the angle that everybody gets something except Dr. Huge.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how my life has always gone. Everybody is going to get a piece except me. And I'm sick of it.
If we sat there on a weekly basis and just shuck and jived and kissed everybody's ass, then we'd be popular. More popular. I'm not saying we're not popular.
We talk
get
too
that.
much. We talk too much. Uh-oh, look who's back. None other than he's back. Are you really back?
I am back.
Yes. He must have taken his
So
finger
that was
out.
all me. So that what happened was my volume was all the way down, and I didn't know I turned it down. So when you guys,
you find so many new ways to like technical difficulties.
you might have to leave and come back. And really, I
All
did.
right, so Reezy. So just don't touch your fucking phone.
I'm not.
Yeah, we gotta get you. We gotta find you first. A screen that is horizontal, and then you tick your phone. The Sleaze has been telling you this weeks. Take that phone and put it sideways.
Put it in widescreen.
See how the Sleazes is right now?
And Danny and the doctor.
Yep. And you come in
widescreen.
Yes, widescreen.
Yes, sir.
Yep. For the future.
Not now.
Okay.
Don't touch the phone.
Yeah, don't touch it.
All right.
It might
Don't touch the
explode.
phone.
Who knows what will happen if you keep touching that phone?
You're just gonna see a big fireball one day. His phone's just gonna explode.
King Reezy's tech tips coming in 2025. watch out for the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we got a whole clip of technical difficulties coming out, because we had a good 10-minute segment between me and Reezy and what we were talking about. Everybody was confused. It was a great 10 minutes. Best show in the world,
Right. You don't get this on fucking Pat McAfee.
Yeah, exactly. Pat McAfee. Maybe I need to inflate my head more or something. Maybe I need to pump air into my head. Make it
Put it
much
closer
bigger.
to the camera like this.
Yes. Well, let me try to get close.
There you go. And then just
Look in my head. Look at this bald. Yep. I like
Maybe you need to stand up as well. Be stood up all the time. I'm sure that's what he does.
You jump up and down and you fucking
screaming at my show like Kevin Brennan.
Beating your tits off, perhaps.
Nobody knows
maybe.
who Kevin Brennan is, but you guys will know who Neil Brennan is, and he's always leaning in and screaming, and he screams so much his microphone cuts out, just like mine is.
Yeah.
I'm all fuzzy now because I'm trying to get close to the camera. This is tough. This is tough work here, guys. I got more to talk about, by the way, so you can't leave yet.
Let's talk more.
How about this Oscar tweet? She came out and she wrote another tweet. Remember, she's been kind of like acting a little funny on here, going like everybody's trying to be my boyfriend or marry me, and it's scaring me, and scary things are happening.
I have a question about that too.
What's that?
And I need fans to come in here. Basically, the message I heard was something near the term where, and I just want to know what she mean it like this. Is she angry? Because it says she was angry because people were sending her money because they're attracted to her. Here's
I'd be
my
like,
thing.
bring it on.
Here's my thing. If you are a celebrity and a figure, that comes with the job. Second, you are on OnlyFans.
She is?
You think, yeah. So, I mean, when you do OnlyFans, OnlyFans don't have to be sexual, people, but when you do OnlyFans and you are a public and you are a celebrity figure or just anybody on OnlyFans, you think people are going to send you money because they're fans? Because they're fans? No, they sending you money not just because they're fans, it's because they're expected. Yeah, we all are. Take the money. So basically what I'm saying is you don't have to interact with it. Just take the money. You're getting money. Money that you don't even need. This show would take the money, Oscar. Give us the money.
I'm going to start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We should put our show on there.
Yeah, we should do it. I mean, OnlyFans, like I said, a lot of people think of OnlyFans as being porn, but really, no, it's a lot more than that. That's just what's more popular on it.
You sound like a connoisseur of this OnlyFans. Can you tell us more? Does it?
I mean, I don't use it, but I have OnlyFans. I mean, but my whole thing is, with the Oscar thing, back to that is, what are you crying about? So somebody tell me, what is she crying about? Because I don't want to believe that she's crying because people are giving her money because they're attracted to her.
Oh, well, the original story, it was the airport stuff. I heard that was kind of baked into the story.
Airport thing, I'm against that. Sasha Banks talked about this years ago where people were calling the airport, finding out what time her flight stops and stuff like that. And I always say
that's fucked up. They shouldn't be doing that shit.
Yeah, and people are going up to her while she's eating dinner with her family and, pressuring her to sign autographs. Here's my thing with fans. Listen, man. You're not going to do this to a male wrestler. So why do it to them? People have lives. They don't have time to sit down and talk to your crybaby ass. I'm going to try not to swear. Nobody got time for your shit. Stop being a creep. Go home, get a job, get some booty, do something with your life. Stop.
Take a shower, get a clue.
Like somebody broke into Sonya Deville's house. Wasn't that Sonya Deville or something? The fan broke into the house to get an autograph. Yeah. And then he got beat up. Wow.
He got beat up.
Yeah, like wow. We're breaking into people's houses.
Turned up at a fucking house.
Yeah.
Break into my house and try to get an autograph. You might
that
not
happens to people that aren't famous too, though. I mean, to be honest, it just happens more to famous people. But
like Britt Baker, super famous, just showing up at her dentist place.
Well, don't promote that you're a dentist and show where you work on television.
I mean, she's just not a star. Well, okay.
Yeah, WWE should totally release Britt Baker, right? Get out of here, Britt Baker. And everybody thinks she's going to go to the WWE since in reality AEW has Britt Baker at the moment, but they're kind of not using her. And
But my thing with everybody is like, do you really want to see Britt Baker in WWE? Like, who do you think she's going to go? I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
we're going to get rid of Blair Davenport and then get Britt Baker. No, fuck out of here.
The only way that Britt Baker comes back is if they give her the Isaac Yankem fucking gift from back in the day.
Yeah, Kane comes back even as Isaac Yankem. They give him that curly hair, like a wig, and he can wear a fake wig because Kane wears a wig anyway. So you give him a D, and then he does the whole DDS, and he's the manager for the DDM.
Yeah, she could be Isaac. She could be Isaac Yankem's daughter, right?
Yep.
Right. Perfect.
Put
We did
her
it.
in the new
We did it.
bloodline. Put her in the new bloodline. Have her go absolutely psychotic. She can start pulling people's teeth out. Fatu can wear them round his neck. So they just beat people up. She gets in there with pliers and just starts having at it.
Right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Savage.
Just don't bring Adam Cole with you. Oh, they broke up.
You know what? The one thing I remember from the Dr. Yankum stuff, just from I can pull from my memory, is there was he was hanging with Jerry Lawler in the early 90s, Dr. Yankum. Do you guys remember this at all? He was hanging with Jerry Lawler. Like he was like his manager or whatever, but he also wrestled and would do tag team stuff. They got into it with Bret Hart, and there was a foot in your mouth match or something. And I still have the image. What was that? Eat my foot?
Kiss my foot match.
My foot match. And I will always have it in my just the picture of Bret Hart's foot. Was it Bret Hart in Jerry Lawler's mouth? Somebody he didn't kiss his foot. His foot was in his mouth. It was gross.
Lawler made a point of not washing his feet for months or for a long time, and he'd go walking in. Lawler was walking in pig shit. He was he wasn't washing his feet, and he was like, "I'm going to make Bret Hart kiss my smelly, disgusting foot." So Bret won the match and ended up grabbing Lawler's foot and sticking it in his own mouth to give him a taste of his own medicine.
I vaguely
because he was only meant to be a little kiss on the top, but he just stuck the whole thing in there. So then Lawler's just gipping everywhere and just.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I do remember that now.
Wow. Yeah, there it is. It's Jerry Lawler taking a whole fucking foot in his mouth. Oh, I got to get this picture and put it on. Yeah, that image, it was, that image is forever burnt in my memory, by the way. I would show it, but it's because it would take too long. But yeah, Dr. Yankum was involved in that. I think that's why the oral stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They had it right sometimes. Yeah,
and then Doink was Doink, and he had the Survivor Series where they had Dink, Pink, Wink, and Dink, Mink, Zinc. I can't remember, but yeah, it's had the little mini Doinks.
Oh man, you guys looking at the picture right now? It's amazing. Everybody, look it up.
Oh God,
Bret Hart, Jerry Lawler, foot and mouth.
There should be a little hype package showing Lawler just doing all the different things to his foot, so his feet so they're dirty. Like I'm sure there was a little video series of all the different things he did to make his feet even worse.
Yeah, see, I remember that package. That's what made me remember the match.
Yeah,
because he was walking in shit and everything else.
Yeah, he did all that for nothing. So he just stunk all week for nothing because he's the one that took the foot in the mouth.
Right.
Yeah. The Rock says this. Everybody, he said last year, and yeah, WrestleMania, the biggest matches, me and, alluding to him and Roman Reigns and stuff. And now he's totally flipped the script. He's just like, fucking leave me alone. I'm not doing anything. So is this a work, or is he really not going to be doing any? Because then what is all this stuff with Solo? And now that Solo's gone, I mean, you would have to think that him and The Rock are getting together to do something to come back. I don't know.
Solo came back last night and beat the shit out of Cody.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Solo is back. And no Rock, huh?
And no Rock.
No Rock.
Another feud I don't want to see again. Solo and Cody.
I know.
Done with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's just kind of like weirded out by it because The Rock has been pretty much saying, yeah, I'm going to be involved in something. And now I heard that, I didn't even read the stories about it, but he's, he just doesn't want any parts of WrestleMania. Really? Okay. And he was saying last year it was so hard to get in shape for the match and all this.
Come on.
So it's a swerve. So he clearly was involved all WrestleMania season last year. This year they're going to pull it back and then try to explode the electricity onto everybody with The Rock.
Yep.
Yeah. Good plan.
He's gonna wait until like a a couple weeks before, and he's going to come around with his People Championship. And
you know, we're so good with this expert analyst stuff and this wrestling talk. We didn't even actually go through the Asuka tweet. We just went on from there and started weaving through other roads. But let me get back to this Asuka tweet because she's very upset out here. This is what it said. There are still people who have romantic feelings for me and are making advances. Please stop immediately.
So
I don't know. Is this a work? Because it's like
that's what I was thinking.
It's so weird that you would even write something like now. The stuff prior, I'm like, all right, maybe she's getting too much attention at the airports, and all these people wanted to sign, and they're saying they love her, and she's weirded out by it, and maybe she did have a stalker, or is it a work because she keeps mentioning it, and you know that's feeding the trolls. She's feeding the trolls now. Okay.
Is it like a character change where she's going to come back and be like paranoid and weirded out?
Oh, I thought Sonya Deville already did that gimmick.
Too soon? No.
Yeah, it's strange because it's not like they don't have like idols over there, so they're familiar with like blokes getting a bit too obsessed and writing the favorite celebrities and their idols and that love letters and that. So it's not like it's a new concept. So it is a bit strange. Even if she has got someone that's like overstepping boundaries and just like relentlessly writing love letters or something to her.
You remember that Bjork guy? They put him all on the documentary shows, at least in the United States. They always show the New York guy that was, what are you doing, Reezy?
Jesus.
I'm getting ready.
I'm getting ready. Ready for what?
For what?
Work. For work.
Oh, okay. You're already at work. This is a good way to end the show. I think we're ending on a high note here. Reezy and his technical difficulties. Yeah. But he's getting ready for work, people. He's got things to do, all right?
We love you, Reezy.
This is why we need more eyes on YouTube so we can start monetizing this. That would be nice. Because I can't monetize until I get enough views and watch hours. That's what I've been told. So if you're watching on X, which many of you are, I'm sure, go subscribe on YouTube. Watch some videos on there. I've been posting clips lately. I've been adding pictures and yucking it up on there. Go check those out. Go check out the audio podcast on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. You don't have to watch it live. You can always listen to it later on. That would be nice. And did I talk about Bliss lost her booty like the man did? Yeah, I mean...
No.
Not today.
She didn't have the Becky Lynch effect. She lost it a little, but no.
Well, she lost it before she even had this baby.
A little.
You know, when she came back the second time around and was the doll person, like this is prime Alexa Bliss right here. You know, this was a whole big, it was a big bubble. But then she went away, got injured maybe or something, came back, little butt, hung out with the Bray Wyatt. And then now I think she's pretty much still small. I don't know what these ladies and having kids and their asses shrink. It's crazy to me. Shocking.
She's not like Charlotte Flair, who looks like Slender Man.
Yeah.
That is.
Charlotte just keeps getting skinnier and skinnier.
Oh, it was a little fucking off taking, to be honest. I'm not really looking forward to her next match.
Yeah, she looked weird. She's lost all definition and just looked a bit more lanky than usual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slender Man.
And Jordan Grace is just she's so in shape. It's weird.
Yeah.
You know, like she looks like prehistoric man or something. Like, she's been like hunting and gathering. Like that's the only way you would get that body is by starving yourself and looking for food in the wild. You know?
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
Don't say it. It's probably going to be racist, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
No,
that's not the direction I was going. Just
Oh, yes. Yep. So, I mean, what else do we have here? What else did we not go over? Well, Seth Rollins said that he liked that Hulk Hogan was booed and he deserved it. Do you have any takes on this? I mean, I kind of already know where both of you will go with this, but please tell us in your own words.
I agree with him. I think he deserves everything he gets. He's a racist. He's, whatever else he is. I just heard a story on Jim Cornette where the Ultimate Warrior was saying, I think it was before WrestleMania 6, like he was in a hotel room with Vince and Hogan, and they're sitting blowing lines of coke off the table. And it's just, that's the kind of person you're fucking dealing with. With his melted arms. He fucks other people's wives on camera. He's a piece of shit. Iron Sheik knew.
I had a chance to do that a few times. I'm not even kidding. The second one, not the coke stuff. But I turned it down because you know what? I'm not Hulk Hogan. That would be weird.
Yeah.
That would just be
your friendship would never be the same again, would it?
Exactly. That's the first thing I thought is like, well, so we're just not going to be friends anymore. And I'm like, well, do I need? And I don't need that. I'll go get Tony Storm if I want.
And when the doc denied my advances,
it was the Sleaze, by the way. Yeah. And he's like, can I
you're
watch?
Gonna do my girlfriend on camera.
Yeah.
And he was like, no.
No, can't do that. It's too much. Yeah.
But yeah, seeing that Seth had taken shots at Hogan, Punk's been taking shots at Hogan as well, hasn't he? He deserves it. We spoke a few weeks ago about Hogan, but I think it's just low-hanging fruit.
Exactly. That's how I feel. It's too easy.
Punk's made reference more than once, and it's just like, yeah, we get it. He's a turd, and nobody likes him, but we don't need you to tell us not to like him because everybody already booed the shit out of him. So, What's this doing?
I like my.
It was on Pat McAfee's show though, so that'll be something for Doc to enjoy.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm not even kidding. I've never heard a Drake song. I've never heard a Kendrick Lamar song. I've never seen the Pat McAfee show. I don't do these things like all you other people that are like, everybody knows this. Not me. I literally have never heard a Drake song other than in passing, like when I pass a Foot Locker or something, they play it at the mall or some shit, because it's such like corporate, like horse shit. Like I don't even pay any mind to it. And who knows? Maybe I've heard dozens of the songs, but they all sound the same to me. So what does it matter?
They're not catered towards you. It's pedophilia music.
Whoa, it is
catered towards young people, like young people.
Wow, I didn't know that. We got to study on that one.
They not like us.
Oh man. Oh, that's what it's about. This is why I'm so out of the loop. I think I know what you're talking about because of what people say. So there must be a line in about it. About who? Drake doing stuff with kids?
Yeah, go after the show. Just look up.
I don't want to listen to it.
No, it's a great song. It's one of the best this song.
Yeah, it's getting Grammys, and Taylor Swift is dancing to it apparently, and all these people. This is the thing. I don't want that Sleaze because consider me like a monk. I'm like a Christian monk now that I'm like, I don't want to know anything that's going on in this world. I don't like these people. I think these people are fucking.
I've seen this one. What the fuck was that before? What was that?
It's the Hunger Games. This is the Grammys, by the way, Danny.
What the fuck?
But who? I didn't see that picture. I saw the next two.
She calls herself Chappelle. I thought it was Dave Chappelle when I saw in the trending earlier this week, but it wasn't.
It's a fucking doll. What is that?
It's the Hunger Games.
Oh.
That's what I think it is. It's like these are the rich people coming out and going, look at me. And she's the one that cut in front of Babyface, the classic R&B singer that's been around for a million years. They're interviewing him. And then the people are like tapping the interviewers, and then they're like, and Babyface is like, oh, what's the problem? Oh, you want to talk to her? All right, I'll see you later. And then they come up and this thing walks up. And then they're like, oh, Chappelle, what about this and what about that? You're so popular. I'm like, I've never heard of her. I've heard of Babyface. You just kicked him out of your interview before.
Yeah, an icon.
Fuck, these people stink. They don't know. They wouldn't know talent if it was up their ass with the gerbils.
Poor gerbils.
That's right. That's how we say it here, Coach. PDF files.
Oh, God. So much baby oil. So much.
Yeah. The world is it's so fake and so upsetting to, people like us. I get it. The other people out here, they accept a lot of this stuff as if it's like cool. It's the cool thing. And a lot of it's the younger crowd. It ain't cool, guys. I'm telling you, it's not because we're just old and we're curmudgeons. It's because it stinks.
It's horrible.
Yep. They're fooling you. This doesn't stink, though. This show is the best. So watch it at 7 p.m. whenever I'm going live during the week. Watch the 2 p.m. show. Get following on YouTube, SoundCloud, audio podcasts, Twitch, TikTok, all over the world. We're all online. You got any plugs, boys, before we sign off here?
DannyDamage.co.uk. I've got a full Royal Rumble write-up with even more jokes and one-liners and things that I didn't find fun. Some of it was fun, but some of it wasn't. No farmers, no food, and cyberbully the government. That's my government, not yours. Yours is doing a banging job at the minute, really getting the foot. They're doing stuff, and they said they were going to do stuff. Mm-hmm. They're doing stuff straight away. That it doesn't happen very often. Hardly anybody voted for them, and then they're not even doing the stuff that those few people voted for. So, just the comparison, people over here are just drooling with envy. So,
yeah, they're saving us money.
Yeah, I mean,
and we're just spaffing it everywhere.
yeah, it's amazing the stuff that's coming. Not to get into politics too much, but it's amazing the stuff they're finding that we're just throwing at other countries for bullshit. Like, it's amazing.
Well, what are we going to do without those trans-Peruvian comic books, those Sleaze?
Right. Or Sesame Street in Iran.
Yeah. Or
the BBC. Who did that noise?
Your guys' news.
Yeah, you bring that up this week, right? And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. And come a week later, they're like, oh, by the way, you guys are paying for propaganda too. We're just hiding it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like, I just pushed you down this rabbit hole. I thought you knew about the BBC, but I've just pushed you down that rabbit hole, and then even more's just come out. Lovely.
Yeah, and we got the same thing here, and we do it's going towards all of it, all over the world. It's nuts.
$84 million went to Chelsea Clinton for obviously no fucking reason. She had like a $10 million wedding that we paid for.
Mm-hmm. And then I love you hear stories. Not as big as this one, right? But through the years, there'll be like a guy that was connected to the Clintons is found in the woods with a shotgun shot to his chest, hung up on a tree with another gun wound, like a pistol wound to the head. And it's suicide, right?
Fuck out of here.
Just got suicide. He's suicidal. He hung himself on a tree, shot himself with a shotgun. The shotgun probably fucked off like 50 feet. And then... And then he pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the head, and that's he unalived himself. We can't say that other word.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So all believable. Yeah, believe whatever they're saying, right? All these. Oh man, the criminal activity that's being uncovered. Like if this was 100, 200 years ago, people would be literally being brought out to the streets. We'd be cutting people's heads off. I'm telling you, I know like the smartest people are the most furious because they know what this means. They've been stealing so much money, so much. Like you have ungodly. They've been stealing years. That's how much money. They not only have been stealing all the money you got now, they stole your future, and they've been giving it away. It is fucking wild.
Everything over the years that has gone up so much, like rent and groceries and utilities, didn't need to happen. When they're sending $10 million to Iran for Sesame Street. What the fuck?
We should really be, the past 50 years, our whole lives, we should have been living like kings.
Yeah, everybody.
The middle class, everybody should be just living like free everything. Free healthcare, free this, free that. We don't get free nothing. They're still talking like, yeah, maybe we'll take the federal tax away and the income tax away. How about the death tax? How about the this tax or that tax? In America, there's a tax on everything now. You can't fucking walk out the door without getting taxed.
You get taxed on your tax.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, imagine you buy something, you pay tax for it, right? You own it now. Then you want to sell it. You got to sell it, and you got to pay tax on that too.
Yeah.
And then when you die, you got to pay tax on the death tax is crazy. The property tax is crazy. Like I said, you're taxed out of this world. And they were taxed on fucking tea a couple hundred years ago, and they basically ransacked a boat and took it all off there. In the city I'm from, and I'm in one of the most liberal cities ever, and they just can't wait to give everybody else money and taxes. Get the fuck out of here. I hate this. What's going on with everybody? Everybody's stupid all of a sudden. But I think we're starting to fix it, Danny. Like I said, I'm always hopeful for the best. Things look like they're going good now, but I'm telling you, we're being led down into a whole nother pasture. That's all they're doing. They're taking us out of one pasture, like, oh, this pasture stinks, right, guys? And they're like, we're going to free everybody and make this open. And then they're going to slowly but surely, we're going to trust Elon Musk out here too. I don't trust anybody. DTA for life.
I still think Trump is the Antichrist.
Could be. Doing Antichrist things.
He is.
Yep.
He's going to bring you in close and then destroy you.
Yep. Well, the key is, whoever's sitting in the third temple in the Middle East, the rebuilt one, that's who it will be. So just keep an eye out for that, everybody. Until next time, thanks for watching. We're killing it. Don't forget to share this everywhere and retweet this and go on YouTube specifically. Come on, give us some subscribers on YouTube. Dr. Huge Show. Thank you guys for showing up and sharing this afternoon to talk about everything in the wrestling world over the past week. And that's it. We'll talk to you guys later. And thank you to Reezy, who saw himself. He had to get ready for work.
He's a busy guy. Busy guy.
And yeah, we'll talk to everybody later. Good game, everybody in the chat. Coach, Philly Sports Pride, Sasha Reigns,